As Jesus stepped out of the boat after crossing the lake, a large crowd gathered around him. Just then, Jairus, one of the leaders of the synagogue, came to Jesus and fell at his feet and begged him repeatedly to come to his home. "My little girl's dying. Can you please come and just lay your hands on her and heal her so that she might live?" Jesus went with him, but it happened that as they were going, the woman who we spoke about last week, who'd been suffering from a hemorrhage for 12 years, reached out in the middle of that large crowd to touch the hem of his garment. We know the story. She was healed, wonderfully healed. It's a story contained within the story. Just for those few moments while the focus was off the little sick girl, it happened that some messengers came from Jairus' home to say that his daughter had sadly died. Let's just stop here for a moment and reflect upon what is going on. Put yourself into this picture. Jesus happens to come along and Jairus sees him and asks for him to come and heal his 12-year-old daughter. But then this woman presses in on Jesus and receives a healing, receives that healing power. Jesus has a brief conversation with her and then wham! Out of nowhere comes this terrible news that Jairus' daughter didn't make it. If only Jesus had come a little earlier, there may have been some hope. The messengers just simply said to Jairus, "There's no need to bother Jesus anymore." Now the scriptures say that Jesus overheard them and he said to them, "Don't be afraid, just have faith." Isn't it a bit late for that now, Jesus? She's gone. But Jesus continued his journey to that home, taking with him just Peter, James and John. He didn't take the crowd. He asked them not to go with them. What a day this was. There was a lot going on. We have days like that, don't we? We have days where life seems to be overwhelming. It doesn't rain, but it pours. The story, however, hasn't finished just yet. When they arrived at the home, there was a lot of noise. Lots of crying and wailing. Noise, noise, noise. Not pretty and probably not all that helpful. We can, however, imagine how distraught those people really were. Then Jesus said, "Why all the noise? This child isn't dead. She's just sleeping." In Mark 5, we read that the crowd at that home just laughed at Jesus. Jesus asked them to leave. And then along with those 3 disciples and their little girl's parents, they went into the room where she was lying. Jesus simply took her hand and he said, "Little girl, get up." The scripture records that she immediately stood up and she walked around. Can we really picture this? A few moments earlier, all hope was gone. That was it, the end of the story. But Jesus opened another chapter. He told her parents to give her something to eat. Oh, and by the way, don't tell anyone what has happened here today. As if. I wonder if you have circumstances in your life at this moment that seem hopeless. You may think that is just the way it is. You may think that you just have to get along with life and live it as it is. In the words of Jesus to Jairus, just have faith. Don't be afraid. We tend to worry when the circumstances of life don't look all that good. I've heard it said, worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't take you anywhere. Again, in the words of Jesus, worry will not add a single day to your life. Trust in him. No matter what the circumstances are that you face, have faith. May God richly bless you today. pour his grace and mercy into you in abundance. Blessings.